Arcane League of Legends is easily the most requested review I've ever had on this entire channel. Throughout my entire career on YouTube, people have been messaging me on Twitter, Instagram, and even YouTube saying, when are you going to review Arcane? I get a lot of these all the time about other movies, but Arcane is easily the most requested one, and here it is. I've seen the show. Yes, believe the hype. It's not just a masterpiece of a season, but it's absolutely perfect, and I loved every ounce of it. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new Netflix review. Today we're going to be discussing Arcane, which came out a couple weeks ago in a cool strategy that Netflix finally approached with one of its series. They've done this with a couple of the reality TV shows, but finally with a big show on their streaming service where they do take, hey, here's 3 episodes. Hey, here's another 3 episodes. Hey, we're going to end the last 3 episodes. And they went week to week to week on this, which I think is brilliant. I love that. It keeps up the conversation with everyone, and I'm still predicting that they're going to do this with Stranger Things Season 4. Do beware of that because I'm telling you guys it's going to happen. I'm surprised they're not doing it with The Witcher Season 2. But again, we are here talking Arcane League of Legends. And just as a point of reference, I have played League of Legends, just not in a while. I used to be super into it when my laptop was new and I could play games like that, and I loved it. It was so much fun, but it was too damn addictive, so I stopped playing it. And I do miss it, and after watching the show, I definitely want to get back into it when I do build a PC. But right now, I'm not going to because I do not have the time to invest in that game again, but it was a ton of fun. But I never got into the lore or the characters, really understood anything. I just liked playing the game because I thought it was a ton of fun. For people who have never played League of Legends and have no idea what Arcane is, well, Arcane, it's set in the utopian Piltover and the oppressed underground of Zaun. The story follows the origins of 2 iconic league champions and the power that will tear them apart. This has a great voice cast with the likes of course, Haley Steinfeld, Remy High, Reloid, and so many more. Many memorable voice actors, or maybe just actors and actresses that you know and love in general. But one of the things with Arcane is I didn't know if this was going to be my jam because I'm not the biggest fan of League of Legends lore. But this is one of the things I have to say. Speaking just on this, we talk about a lot about video game properties and how they can't be adapted well. This is probably the best video game adaptation ever made. And it's because the creators here took exactly what everyone loves about League of Legends. They took that lore, they took those characters, and they moved it over into Arcane and just went with their own thing, but respected the fans and respected the characters itself. And that's one thing. Talking with friends who are major fans who still play League of Legends, who are all about the lore, they love this show. Talking with other people who have never played League of Legends also love the show just as much as me because I'm the same way. Again, not super into League of Legends anymore, but I'm really into this show, and I loved it, and I'm really depressed that you guys all told me to watch it, because now I gotta wait with you guys for Season 2. Again, I'm not going to talk spoilers in this. If you have not watched Arcane yet, I heavily emphasize that you do. This is going to be a very much laid-back review on the entire thing, but I do want to say if you're new here and you love talking movies or TV, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, as well as comment down below your guys' thoughts on this entire review. I'm really curious to hear if you guys loved Arcane, if you're excited about it, have you checked it out yet? What do you guys think is going to happen in Season 2? Let's discuss it all down there. And of course, guys, just in general, let's start with my pros. And one of my biggest pros I want to give it is the animation. Holy shit, is the animation cool in here. At first, it was a little bit jarring, and I was trying to figure out, is this going to be something that I really dig? But in the vein of it all being brought to life, it did remind me of the League of Legends gameplay, and I thought it was brilliant. Another thing it actually reminded me of was the same way that the Studio Arcane, who does like Deathloop and Dishonored, it felt like their games brought to life in that animated format. And I sat there going, I actually want, like, if they ever do a Dishonored or a Deathloop, or even looking at Blizzard, World of Warcraft, or Diablo, which have these big spanning worlds that would be great for storytelling in TV format, do this type of animation and get the same animated studio, because I loved the animation here, and every single episode, it just brought up and notched it up to 11. Whether it's the action sequences, whether it's just the attention to detail in certain conversations that people are having, you're looking all around them. It looks like artwork coming to life. And it's drawn in a way that it's 3D, but it looks 2D. And I'm just blown away with that in every single ounce. And the thing I loved about it is how I can't imagine watching this week to week, because that would have been even more phenomenal, because each 3 episodes is like another set of arc. The first 3 episodes are completely different than the next 3. Then the next 3 open up to a completely different arc. And especially that first 3, which is very much the origins for all these characters. When that 3rd episode ended, I was hook, line, and sinkered. I was completely into Arcane, and I could not stop binging it ever since then. And I couldn't imagine waiting a week to see what was going to happen next, because that third episode, if you're not into it in the first 2 episodes, maybe you like it, you're like, this is cool. The third episode's ending is phenomenal in every single way. And ever since then, I loved the show. And it continued going in that direction in such a stylistic way that I could not get enough of it all, of all the different characters. And my favorite one being Jinx, and the psychotic nature of her, and what is maybe going on in her background, and what is going on in her life, how she is going through. And the ending of this entire season 1 leaves major ramifications that I cannot wait to see how they dive into it within season 2. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I'm all in. I also love the character of Vi. I'm pretty sure it's Vi, but I loved Vi in the way that Haley Steinfeld also performed her as well, bringing this character to life in such a amazing and magical way that I can't imagine that fans of the series, how they're truly feeling seeing these characters and their stories really much further out. I think one of the things I really loved about Arcane League of Legends is, again, the way that it brings up the world with its lore, this mythology. There's so many characters, but it never feels convoluted in its way. Maybe the first 2 episodes I was a little bit lost at first, trying to figure out, okay, this is how this person connects to this is what this person's doing, and trying to learn a little bit more about the world. And I think some people might catch on to that a little bit faster than others, and maybe some people might think it's a little bit too much. But I'm a big mythology person, and the fact that they did it in such a stylistic way, I was in. I loved it. One of the things I loved about it is that it kind of reminded me of the first season of Game of Thrones, just moving along a little bit faster than that season did. It has the political elements. It has those action sequences that have you on the edge. I mean, there are a couple in here that are jaw-dropping, and again, all the animation and the way that they approach all of them. And they're so exciting that you actually get up and start screaming, and at the same time, at the screaming, you feel that heartbreak, because some of the characters in here that you become very fond of do die like that. I mean, there are some character deaths in here which my jaw hit the floor and I did not expect at all. Those are the reasons that I love Arcane. I'm staying a little bit vague because I know there's a lot of people out there who have still not seen the show, but it's a near perfect show whether it comes down to the writing, the directing, the animation, the action. All of it is perfect. I loved every single ounce of it. There was never a wasted breath or a wasted moment in every single one of these episodes. It expands in each episode, but expands on these characters in such a way that it gets your heart pumping and gets you excited, and it just wants you to get more out of it. This is easily one of my favorite animated things in the last couple of years, right up there with Invincible, which also premiered this year, and it's one of my new favorite fantasy shows going on right now. I loved Arcane. Thank you to all of you for telling me to watch it. So with all that said, I'm going to give Arcane an A+. Arcane is easily a perfect season 1, and I hope season 2 continues the trend. Make sure to comment down below. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Arcane. Do you guys love it? Do you hate it? Let's discuss it all down below. As well, hit that like and subscribe button. Head on over to See Run Films on how to see films early. And of course, the big thing to you and a big thing to everyone out there for telling me to watch this show again. I do appreciate it. So of course, until next time, stay classy.